गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. HRD is known in the management field as human resource development. Human beings are considered as resource, and whenever you have any resource, we try to exploit it. And therefore you will see in most of these multinationals, they are trying to exploit the people. And therefore their policies are hire and fire. And as a result, most of them are working under tremendous tension, pressure, and the term that they use is that the people in the corporate world are burnt out. You know, if you take the software engineers or the people in the software business, the age 35 is considered as the age of retirement. You can imagine. Because they say after 35 years of age, there are no more new possibilities of evolution or creativity. So according to the IT professionals, if you are 35 plus, you are burned out. And therefore, they will try to exploit the youngsters to such an extent that they work not for 6, 7, 8 hours a day, but they work like mad. I have seen many people, youngsters, whether in India, outside India, whichever field. One or two examples I'll give you. Finance. There is one girl, she did her MCom and then MBA, very bright, very intelligent girl. She joined with the Citibank group, and then ANZ Bank. And she was heading some department. She used to leave in the morning at about 7 o'clock and come home at 10, 11. See? And completely squeezed out, dried out. And this is not for one day, it is every day the same story. Because these international corporations, they have the time as a big problem. When Americans are awake, the other world is sleeping. So they don't allow you to sleep. See, as a result, the only way that the businesses can survive, as thought by the modern management gurus, is exploit. And therefore they have used this term, human resource development. But we do not accept that principle. Human beings are not resources. They are living beings. Then what should be understood by this HRD? HRD is the happy relations development. If relations are sorted out, output can be more and life can be beautiful. But this is not taken into consideration because their attention is only on the bottom line. Like the CA. A CA will never look up. His attention is on the what is the bottom line? Figures. So the meaning of figures for a young girl is different and for a CA is different. The figure means something different for a girl and for the CA it is different. So when we talk about HRD means happy relations, then the question comes, with whom? And is it limited to our profession or it is extended to our total life? Now be very attentive. Management seminars and approaches to HRD are exclusively focusing attention on the time that we spend during our working hours. After that, who cares what happens to you? See? Therefore, we will come across, there are many, not one, dozens of cases I have come across. Whether it is Silicon Valley, California, whether it is Bangalore, Hyderabad, Bombay, or Delhi, or other parts of the world, wherever both the husband and the wife, they are software engineers and constantly busy in writing the programs, so they start looking at the world as if they are looking at a monitor. When you look at a human being, you have got a different expression. When you are looking at a monitor, you have got a different expression. And what is the relationship with the monitor? Logic and options, two things. And what is the relationship between logic and option? That option which is beneficial to me is a correct option, is the logic. See? And in this manner, slowly, they develop a faculty without their knowledge, that they start applying the same principle of possible options and possible logic in their relationship. As a result, after some time, they start breaking and separating away. Because what they have learned is only about the profession. And friends, our life is not only professional life. Profession is one aspect of our total life. I was just talking to Krishnanji. He was talking about setting up some Ayurvedic clinic, etc. over here. Now what is the approach in Ayurveda? And the same approach is now recognized in other branches of medicine. And the approach is the holistic approach to life, not to diseases. The other branches of science, medical science, they talk about diseases. Ayurveda talks about the health. See? There was one lady from US. Somehow she got my phone number from somewhere, I don't know. And she was dialing me every now and then. I said, hey, who are you? Where from you got my number? What do you want? She says, Swamiji, I am writing a book on Western psychology and the Indian approach to the psychology. And somebody has told me you have worked a lot on Patanjali's Yoga Sutras and you teach. So I want your input for my book. Therefore, I am troubling now and then. I cannot come and meet you. So please give me interview on the phone. I said, look here, I won't give interview. I'll tell you in one line everything about you want to know. If you can catch in that one line, you catch. Otherwise, bye-bye. Then I told her, I said, look here, Western psychology talks about the unhealthy aspect of the mind. Indian approach to the mind or the psychology is talking about the healthy aspect of the mind and the possible dormant potentiality that human mind is containing itself. And therefore our approach is invocation of those dormant potentiality which is possible for every one of us. And among those dormant potentiality in the human mind, one of the important potentiality is the ability to develop, grow, maintain and be happy with the relationship in this world. As long as we are living in the relative world, we cannot overlook relations. It is very necessary. And therefore, when we talk about HRD, now we will talk about this HRD from two angles. One is the corporate working field approach, and second is our life in its totality. Now first, the working field and HRD. There is always a hierarchy in any organization. So, which are the possible relations that can be seen to exist? One relation is relationship with the contemporaries, people belonging to the same cadre. That is one relationship. Second relationship is our relationship with our subordinates. The third relationship is our relationship with our boss. Now, if we are able to sort out these three relations on the foundation of the happy relationship formula, our working atmosphere will be conducive and results will be productive. So what is to be done? Now, the first one, our relationship with our juniors, subordinates. It is very easy to find out faults, weaknesses, shortcomings of somebody and condemn somebody within no time. It's very easy. And that is what most of us can do it. But the real greatness of a superior, when he is relating himself with his juniors, is not to condemn and brand him as useless, but to discover the possible areas where he can grow and do his best. See? This is very important. And therefore, if I as a boss working with my subordinate have one approach, what is that approach? Why waste time? This fellow is good for nothing, throw him away. You can do that, you have the authority. But that is not life. We have much more to be learned in life. And therefore, if we have the patience and find out what is the potentiality which can be not exploited but explored, so that the person can grow and thereby he is benefiting himself as well as the organization. About this, I will give an example to make this point. There is a friend of mine who is in a big organization, what Arvind referred, Ahmedabad Management Association. He is the managing director there, and I have seen hundreds of young boys and girls he has helped in his life. One example, there was one boy, not educated, maybe hardly 10th standard or so, and job was not possible, so he was working only as a sweeper, cleaning the tables and giving a pocha to the floor and taking the paper from here to there and cleaning the windows, this kind of job. So when he was doing this job, this person was observing him casually and found that he has some spark. Then he said, hey, why don't you learn something which will help you grow? Throughout your life, you can't continue to wiping the glasses. He said, sir, what can I do? I don't have money. We are very poor and therefore I have to work. I cannot study only because of shortage of money and all that. He said, see, in our organization, we always have problem about electricity. Why don't you learn that? And for that, he paid his fees to be returned in installment, not free. And then he took the training of this electricity management in any organization, in a building. Everything he learned for 1 year diploma course after the office hours. Every day he used to go for 3-4 hours, learn slowly. He has cleared that, he got his license. Then he was told, look here, now you have got capacity. Now you fly away, don't hang on to this institution. Grow and earn a lot and become more successful in life. Now when this was the treatment given to that boy, will he run away? He said, don't you have a job in this organization for that? Even if you pay me half what others pay, I like to stay here, because staying here is like being at home. There he worked for another 1 year. During that period, they found that they require regularly this recording, because talks and everything is going on. So he did another course wherein he learned all the audio things regarding recording and editing and everything. Then that work he is doing. Then the third thing, he learned this video recording. Slowly, within a period of 2-3 years, he learned everything. And now he is the biggest asset to that institution. Now see, one man who was able to see the dormant potentiality in another subordinate and was helping him to grow, this is called as human resource development and not human resource exploitation. And then there is a joy in life. Therefore, friends, whenever we are having our relations with anyone who is subordinate to us, we have to be very sincere and know that in everyone there is something positive. In this world there is, one very beautiful Sanskrit shloka which tells, there is not a single plant in this world which doesn't have the medicinal value, some medicinal value. There is not a single word which doesn't have the power of a mantra. And there is not a single human being in this world who doesn't have one good quality. But prayukta tatra durlavaha. But what is the rare is a person who can recognize this and apply this. Therefore, friends, in these happy relations with our subordinates, we have to discover their potentiality and help them grow. This is how the institutions are built. See? The other day, somewhere I went, and it's a temple, and they were asking me this question, Swamiji, see, we have spent so much of money and there is a lot of Indian population, but nobody comes in the temple here, we don't know what is wrong, we have spent so much of money, we work here day and night, we have constructed this thing. I said, you are asking me, shall I tell you the truth? Yes. I said, please understand, institutions are never made out of stones and bricks. Institutions are made of human beings. If you have visited India, there was a great institution called as Shanti Niketan, which was built and developed by Rabindranath Tagore, the Nobel laureate of India, near Calcutta, one of the best institutions. And it was all thatch roofs and mud covered flooring and simple place to sleep, no hi-fi arrangements. That time that institution has produced gems. Thereafter he died. Then we want to improve. And what is improvement? Building cement and concrete structures. By cement concrete structures, institutions are not built. institutions are built by the participation of the people. So in our approach to management, it is the responsibility of the higher ups to see that our subordinates develop a sense that this is their institution. Then their participation will be wholeheartedly. Now it is with a hole in the heart. अपने को क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Who cares? I get my job. No. And for that, who is responsible? Is the superiors, not the juniors. And when our juniors have this clear faith in us, that here is my boss who has a positive, creative concern for my well-being, he will not only be doing his job sincerely well, but he will be loyal to that organization. What is required today in this world is this loyalty, which we are slowly lacking, or it is getting erased. One of my friend in US, he is a Gujarati, he is a pharmacist. And last time when I went, he was working with some firm. This time I went, he was working with other firm. I said, hey, last time you were working with that firm, this time you are with Walmart, what is the reason? Swamiji, no. See, here we are very clear. We have no care for our employer, and they don't have any care for us. Wherever I get benefit, I go, and wherever he gets benefit, he kicks me out. And in this manner, we are living kick each other. That is all. And as a result, they are constantly living a life of tension and insecurity. See? If in USA, the insecurity in terms of these jobs, suddenly they will go, they call it layoff, like the eggs by a bird. In Australia, they have got DCM certificates. You know DCM? Don't come on Monday. So on Friday, when you are going near that gate, yes, you are Mr. Gupta, very good, please come. And the certificate is given, DCM. And that time, the keys of the drawers and everything is taken by the watchman. You are not allowed to go again. So, Monday, they go work. And as the Friday approaches, I hope I don't get DCM. I hope I don't. You can imagine what kind of atmosphere with which people can survive in this so-called corporate world. Therefore, if we are having our own business, or if we are working somewhere, let us not forget this humane element in our relationship if we are bringing out profits out of their working. Now, the second aspect is our relationship with our contemporaries. Our relationship with our contemporaries is normally competitive, and how I can prove myself better so that other fellow is kicked and I can maintain my job. See? If you see, this is the USA philosophy which has percolated throughout the world. Isn't it? Then you have to prove that I have done it, I am better than him, therefore I should be retained, he should be kicked out. These are the words they use very clearly. Then I do better, I know. You must have seen on the TV or anywhere, when they start, first of all they say, I am Mr. So-and-so. With that only they begin. And I can do this, I have done this thing. And for that, there is a tremendous competition and all kinds of means are used. Before coming here, I was in New Zealand. And One of the girl who was working in a bank, I asked her, I said, hey, how is your life in New Zealand? Swamiji, I tell you, here so many Indians are migrated, and everybody is trying to prove to the management that they are more sincere and hardworking. And as a result, I go in the morning, 7 o'clock, and come back 8, 9. And office is this, because there is constant competition among our same ranks. And when I come home, I have to get banging from my 6-year-old daughter. What she says, if I tell her, hey, did you finish your studies? Go to sleep. What she will say? Mom, you are stressing me out too much these days. So that language of stress and strain from the office has also come to home, imagine. Therefore, it is necessary for us to have such a relationship with our ranks, that we should not have that kind of feeling that he is the one, if he is removed, I will be better. No. Do your job sincerely, and if you are sincere, you will be benefited. Because by cheating and wrong means you cannot continue for long in life. About this I will tell you one example. Once I went to see one old man. I was told he is not well. Some name doctor, somebody. He was a doctorate, college professor. And when I heard he is not well, I went to see him. I said, Dr. Saab, how are you? I heard you are not well. What is the thing? Oh, Swamiji, please come, please come. He closed the door, told, don't come till I call you, and prepare some tea, coffee for Swamiji. I said, yes, Dr. Saab, what can I do? Don't call me, Dr. Saab. I said, okay, I will not call. He said, do you know why? I tell you, nobody knows this. But when I got my doctorate, and on the basis of that doctorate, I got the position, but I know what cheating I have done. My colleague, his data, his research, and that fellow is thrown out. Because I had ways to do the things this way, that way, I have done that. But now, my own conscience is biting me. Friends, whenever we cheat and do something bad to our contemporary, we may feel that we are benefited. But I tell you, in the long run, that guilt, that crime in our mind will not allow us to live happily. Therefore, when we are living with our contemporaries, one important principle to be remembered is that our card should be clean. Wrong means are not the right ways to live life. Very, very important. Then comes the third relationship, our relationship with our boss. Now this is the most terrible relationship. For that I will give you one simple rule. Boss is always right. Now, but suppose Swamiji, if the boss is wrong, what should we do? Refer to rule number 1. Boss is always right. Now about this I will tell you. Yesterday, day before yesterday somewhere, I met one gentleman from your management corporate world only. Very nice person. And his problem was this. He said, Swamiji, I am in the chain of this hierarchy. On the top is the management. I am in the middle, finance. And lower are the ranks. Now these top managers, they fly from Johannesburg to Durban and Cape Town here and there and spend a lot of money And when it comes to increasing the salary of the lower ranks, they don't care. And I am the one who is handling both the sides. I have to sanction their fat bills, whether they are producing results or not. And I have to also listen to the complaints. And I feel so pity for our lower staff. What should I do? Please tell me. So I told him, I said, look here. First thing, you must protect yourself. When I was seeing this beautiful lake, I was just imagining that if somebody falls in that lake, what will I do? So two options. One is shout and call somebody and he be rescued. Second thing, jump yourself and rescue. Now I can jump and rescue if I know swimming, is it not? If I don't know swimming, I will give him company to die. So, the first principle when we are dealing with our superiors is your own survival. Keep this thing in view. Protect your personal existence. Now the second thing. But is it not that, when something is wrong happening, you are accepting? Acceptance of the bad things is the promotion of the bad things, is it not? Justice delayed is justice denied, is it not? Then I asked him, I said, look here, I am your boss and you come with this complaint to me. Sir, the higher bosses are going by air every now and then and they pay so much of bill. Their bill is paid by the company and the lower ranks are asking for some increase in their salary, etc. We are not giving. Is it right? Shouldn't we do something? You say this thing to me. Okay? He said, yes, I have said. I said, now I as a boss will tell you. You reply my question. Mr. Gupta, are you appointed for this job? What for you are appointed? You are appointed to sign the checks and give us the money, is it not? Yes. Do your job. Now tell me where I am wrong. Therefore, when we are having our relationship with our bosses, please remember one important thing. What is the area of authority which is invested for our position? Never cross your area of authority. See? We are all here in such a beautiful place of Krishnan. Now we are utilizing this facility for a particular number of hours. And these are the facilities which we have negotiated. So, within that framework, if we live here, we will be friends. And if after having come over here, I start creating problem for his management by circulating wrong thoughts, he has every authority to kick us out. This is not the purpose, sir. We have hired you the facility, is it not? Therefore, when we are dealing with our superior bosses, please remember, we have to always remember what is the line thus far, not further. We don't have to be philosophers to teach our bosses. Whether they are right or wrong is not our business. Our business is we protect ourselves, get our salary and be happy. About this, I will tell you one example. There was one friend of mine in Delhi, and he was working for a firm who used to prepare reports, technical reports, And on the basis of those technical reports, those companies used to apply for the World Bank loans or big NGO, things like that, So he was a technical person and preparing reports. Young man in his early 30s. And he worked on one particular project for 6-8 months, day and night, produced a beautiful fat report and gave it to the client. So he went to that managing director's room. Sir, this is the report you wanted? Yes, keep it there. Not even touching it by hand. Phoned the secretary. Mr. Gupta is coming out, kindly pay his check. He came out, took the check, went to his office and totally depressed, frustrated. The boss, hey, what's wrong with you? Are you all right? I am all right, but I am totally disturbed. What happened? He told, I have spent 8 months, day and night, worked for such a beautiful report, and that useless fellow, he did not even touch physically. He said, keep it there, take your money and go. I got totally disillusioned. So much of efforts I have put, it is gone waste. That boss was very cool. He said, my dear child, what for you are working? For your check. You got it, is it not? You drop that report from your head. And then he said, remember, advice, whether paid or free, is never accepted by anybody in this world. This is the job of the advisors. To advise takes a salary, money and go away. Nobody accepts anybody's advice. Because everybody is wise. See? In this manner, when we are able to understand that our relationships, if they are in a healthy mood, the working conditions can be negotiated, can be compromised. But if the relations are strained, now why these strains in the relations come? About this I'll give you an example. There was one lady in Bombay, very smart, good looking, must be in her late 30s. Suddenly she came to my house. So I thought she is one of these, salespersons. They come, you buy a vacuum cleaner and we will give you a lot of garbage to clean it, Like buy one and take one free. So I thought she is like that. I said, hey, look here, I am a Babaji here and I don't buy anything. Thank you very much, you can go. No, Swamiji, I am not for that purpose. I am sorry I didn't phone you, but I have got some urgent problem to talk to you. I said, yes. Can I sit down? I said, only for 10 minutes, not too much, okay? I had to go for my lecture. Yes. She said, Swamiji, I am a research scientist in Hopkins Institute, one of the topmost institution in India. And my relationship with my husband is non-stop fighting. My children have written me off. My boss does not talk to me properly. He only bangs. My subordinates never cooperate with me. I have no friends. And this is one side of my story. Now what is the second side? I am the disciple of such and such Mahatma. And I do meditation. I do pranayam. I eat boiled vegetables, sprouted moong and wheat grass. And I don't eat sugar, I don't take salt. And I am absolutely sattvic. I get up in the morning at 3 o'clock and do Om. And I take cold water bath and I do meditation and all that. In spite of this, this is what is happening in my life. So what I should do? I said, you should go to your guru from whom you have taken this knowledge and ask him. All the best. No, Swamiji, I cannot go there to him. Why? He is no more. I said, then you have come to kill me or what? You have already eaten one guru. Now you are in search of the second victim or what? Swamiji, please tell me what I should do. I said, look here, I don't discuss. I'll give you the diagnosis and the medicine. Practice or no practice, your choice. And zero discussion. Agreed? Yes. Diagnosis. You are suffering from spirituality poisoning. Now, the medicine. Start taking normal food 3 times a day. Watch TV. Go for a movie. Laugh. Be silly. Dress properly. And play with your children. And eat good food 3 times a day. Okay, go. So when there was clear understanding, nothing to discuss, she has to leave. She left. After 1 month again she dropped in. I said, Mama, now why you have come again? Swamiji, I come to tell you, totally different voice. Swamiji, I tell you, you did it. I said, what did I do? I am totally out of all my problems. I am so happy. And I now know that I was suffering from spirituality poisoning. Please remember, we have to have the foundation of our life as happiness. A happy subordinate is liked by everybody. A happy contemporary co-worker is liked by everybody. A happy boss is liked by everybody. Isn't it? Will you like to go and talk to somebody whose face is like bangan ka bharta? Hey, what's wrong with you? Why your face is like that? Manufacturer's defect. Bolo, kya hai? So if a patient goes to such a doctor, he will collapse. Isn't it? Therefore, when we talk about HRD, in our corporate world or wherever we are working, we have to keep this spirit of happiness in and through all relationships. Now when your life in the field of your activity is full of cheer and happiness, you will never come at home with a disease called as filaria. Do you know filaria? Where your leg becomes like an elephant's leg. It is also called as elephantitis. This I learned from one girl. I was in their place, the dad was yet to come. I had reached earlier. And we were watching TV and I was asking them, I said, hey, who is this? Is she Madhubala? Swamiji, you are outdated. She is not Madhubala, she is Madhuri Dixit. I said, okay. So we are playing fool and enjoying. And then the father's car came. And then first a servant came with a huge pile of files and went to the dad's room, kept it there. This girl said, Swamiji, yes, my dad is suffering from filaria. What happened? He brings the whole office at home and again opens and is never available to us. So many times we tell them, why do you come home? We'll send you food there. You bet it is easier, you know. Now see, why we are not able to complete the job in the office? Because when we are in office, we are not competent for the job. Please remember one thing. Never bring the office stuff at home. And never take the office stuff to the office, a home stuff to the office. See? Keep these two distinct areas of life. Otherwise, constantly the same thing, same thing. These two things should be separated. And then only life has some charm. Otherwise, continuously the same thing, non-stop, going on. Life becomes a boredom. So, whatever work we have to do in the office, finish it off. That's it. If you have to go late, go late. But don't carry the load at home. Now, when we go home, then another HRD begins. First HRD with your better half. I don't know why the wives are called as better halves. Somebody asked me this question, Swamiji, you know so many things. Can you tell me why the wives are called as better halves? I said, because the husbands are complete fools. Therefore, better halves. Then that is one area where you cannot take things for granted. Now about this I'll tell you something very important. There is one couple in US, I stayed with them in Texas or somewhere. Both of them doctors. Now they must be 65 or even more. I haven't visited for last about 7-8 years. So when I went there, and I was so thrilled when I heard and saw. They have got 2 daughters, both of them were studying in college, husband, wife, doctors, staying in the beautiful house, a very big swimming pool, and a very nice rose garden. So I said, hey, when do you get time to do all these things? He said, no, Swamiji, after I come from my work, this is the place I spend most of my time. I like roses and I maintain a rose garden. And really it makes me very happy. Then about other things we talked. Next day morning, when she was going to work, she is having a nice bob, and there is a clip, and in that clip there was a rose flower. I said, Mama, you are in India or in USA? You know what she said? She said, Swamiji, me and my husband are a rare specimen. How come? For the first time when we met, that time we had decided to get married, and that time my husband told me, with this rose, I accept you as my life partner. I didn't understand what he said. I said, okay, I kept the rose, liked it. He said, no, I'll put it in your hair. He put it in my hair. That time I was in medical college. He was also my senior, 1 year, 2 years. And from that day onward, till date, there is not a single day in our life when I go to work and there is no fresh rose in my head. Can you imagine? What a commitment. See? And as a result, the whole house and family is so cheerful and happy. And it is the responsibility of both these partners, husband and wife. Therefore, when we finish our official job, in whatever field you are, it is extremely necessary that when we come home, our homes are really homes, wherein the children want to come back. Now, about this same family, I give another example. There was, this weekend, long weekend, July, 4th weekend. So these 2 girls from the college, they flew from long distance, 3 hours flight from Chicago, they came to Texas. I said, hey, you girls, instead of going with your boyfriends in this long weekend, why you have come for these oldies over here? You know what they said? They said, Swamiji, our best friends are mom and dad. See, that house where children want to go back again and again. They don't want to miss one single opportunity. That couple alone has lived happily. Otherwise, again, my God, again I have to go to home and mom and dad and I'm tired. Another example, one young boy of 11 years of age, he came from USA, stayed with me in India for 1 month. 11 years young boy. So I put him in some houses. You stay here, you stay there. And he said, Swamiji, I want to stay with you. I said, okay, you stay with me. I said, but you know my life. I don't have anything in my house. So I go food. No, I want to spend time with you. I said, okay. And I did a mistake. The mistake was I asked him, how is the mom and dad? Till then I had never asked. I never do this mistake. But that day I did. You know what he said? Swamiji, they are kids. As I say it again, Swamiji, they are kids, non-stop fighting on silly things. That is why I came here. When I spent time with you here, it was such a joy. In every family I have stayed here, you put me, there was such a joy. Everything was moving so smoothly, so cheerfully. Yes, there may not be comforts of America in these houses, but the joy, the love, the understanding, the sacrifice, I cannot imagine that this can exist in any house, because I have seen my house. Mom and dad are always with the guns against each other. See? And then we condemn our children. Swamiji, children don't listen to us. What is worth in us that they should listen to us? See? We listen only from those for whom we have got respect and reverence, is it not? You must have done this in your school, college days. A teacher for whom you had no respect, reverence, on the contrary, you dislike, hated a particular teacher. You never liked to study that subject, is it not? I never used to like studying Sanskrit because that teacher used to punish me. So I had decided as a child, in my life I will do anything, but I will never study Sanskrit, because I dislike that teacher. In the same manner, when our children do not have respect and reverence for us, how can they listen to us? Therefore, friends, the first HRD at your personal level is most understanding, beautiful relationship between husband and wife. You cannot compromise on this issue. And this is possible if you follow this golden rule which I give to every young couple. This time our Raksha's marriage was there in Becaton. So there also they asked me to speak. So I told the same thing. I said, look here, young ones, first 10 years of your life, mad for each other, not mad at each other. Then next 10 years of your life, made for each other. So the life of sacrifice, surrender, compromise, understanding. And thereafter, only for each other. Don't give any option to yourself. See? Then alone our HRD in our personal life will be meaningful. And when this happens, then in every our Indian families particularly, we have 2-3 generations staying together. Now here there is another very important relation factor involved. One relationship, the youngsters with the elders, and the second, elders with the youngsters. Youngsters have to understand that the elders cannot change. They are the manufacturer's defect, and you have to accept them as they are. They cannot change. The time of their changing has passed. It is too early for the next life. Then what should be our approach? Our approach is, they are an altar of worship and reverence for us. See, a person who doesn't have an altar of reverence and worship, he is the poorest in the whole universe. You know, this I discovered when I was asked to go and address a group of children in an orphanage. I have spoken, I don't know how many platforms, how many topics. But when I went there, about 60, 70 of them, all different age groups, sitting like this thing. And I went there with my normal ha-ha-hoo. When I saw them, I became dumbfounded. What will I talk to them? Will I say to them that you are the unwanted dropouts from your unclaimed parents? What do I talk to them? When you talk to children, you always refer how great and lucky they are because of their parents. And here was a case where these children were not having any parentage. That day I discovered what a big blessing it is to have living parents. See, this blessing of elders in the house, when it is recognized, you will see, you will always have inner strength. And that inner strength is the one which can change our life. But normally what happens, we youngsters, we start finding out their faults. No. That is a wrong approach. Now the third relationship, the parents towards the children. Very important. The parents must understand that the times have changed. The outdated way is not suitable for the present day. They must have the magnanimity to accept the change. They must have magnanimity to adjust themselves. They must have the magnanimity to compromise their whims and fancy. And also they must know that they have to hand over the whole life and go away. So before, our children have to tell us, Mom, will you please shut up? Before that, the mom should have a wisdom to keep her mouth shut. Before, the children have to tell us, Dad, you are meddling too much, okay? Before that, the dad should have the wisdom to withdraw. Now we have played our game. Now let the other children play their game of life. If we are required, we go. If we are not required, get out. See? This is one very important principle. I was telling Arvind while driving, I said, look here, spiritual life is not wherein we are all the time having the external decoration with the type of clothes and the various kinds of marks on the forehead, on the body, and various kinds of things which are hanging in your neck. That is not. Spiritual life is living in awareness. And what is living in awareness is this. So I gave him two examples. I'll tell you one. Once I was called somewhere for a marriage by a girl in the same town, Calcutta. I couldn't go because I had my lecture already. So she became very angry and frustrated, and at night 10 o'clock was the dinner. So her father phoned me, Swamiji, she is refusing to take dinner. That Swamiji has promised he has not come. I will not take unless he comes and all that. So although I have finished everything, I went again. Now in their tradition, the young boys and girls and this newly married couple and that boy who has entered their family, they make a fool of him. That is their culture, that is their tradition. So in their vegetable, they will be putting lot of chilies. In something, they will be putting lot of salt. And when he is eating, and all the girls, they will make fun of him. This is how they make joy out of their first dinner with the newly arrived groom. That is their tradition. Now on that big table, they have put my thali also. When I went, I said, look here. I have come because I love you. Now you have to listen what I say, okay? Yes, Swamiji. I will take food in a separate room because I have got some vratam and yet I have come. I will not sit with you all and give me food and disappear. I will do my puja and take my food, okay? Swamiji never behaves like this. Why is doing today? I said, I am mad today, okay? So I went in a room separately. Then her father said, Swamiji, can I come? I said, yes, you can come in my room. But no ladies will come, okay? And then I was eating comfortably, joyfully, cheerfully. He said, Swamiji, what happened to you? I said, Mahatma ji, you please understand. Now these young children, they wanted to have the fun of their life. If a oldie is sitting next to them, will they be able to enjoy? So we should have that wisdom where we are not required, get out. This is not understood by many elders. And then they feel insulted, they feel insecure, they feel hurt, and they feel that the younger generation doesn't respect us. Therefore, we have to remember this principle. Live in utter awareness. See? And what is living in utter awareness? Where we are not required, where our job is done, leave the place. Don't stay for a minute more than required. See? I was in Australia, Melbourne, and one Amma was telling me, Swamiji, when you come, it is so nice. I said, Amma, do you know why it is so nice? Because before I arrive, you know the day of my departure. Therefore, it is so nice. No, it's not like that. I said, whom are you cheating? Then I told, remember that one particular person who came to your house? You thought he has come for 3 days, but he wanted to stay indefinitely. What you have done? No, Swamiji, he was too much and he was troubling. I said, what is the guarantee I will start the same thing? See, I said, you love me, you like me, only because you know that I am going to go. That is why my rule is, I don't stay in any place more than 1 week. Therefore, for all practical purposes, I am a weakling. Not a strongling. When this principle you understand in your relationship, you are bound to end up in happiness in life. See? So we have taken care both your corporate lifestyle as well as your home lifestyle. If somebody says, like the statisticians do, if your head is in a hot air oven and your feet are in a cold storage, your average temperature is normal. In the same manner, if you say that you are utterly successful in your corporate world and utterly failure in your married life, your average life is good, You have to have a perfect balance. And this balance can be achieved only when we understand HRD. It is not a hard fact of life, but it is a happy relations, and for that we have to take a step forward. You take a step forward to establish good relations. And when this is practiced by us, you will see problems are not required to be solved thereafter, because problems are dissolved in happiness. And this is a choice, this is a freedom which is available for every one of us. Therefore, let us not be dry. HRD means how best we can do. Like the other day somebody was asking me, Swami, you spoke on time management. Can you please tell me how to do time management? I said, look here, the time management what you have learned from your MBA is dumb. You first of all plan. You will do this much, 7 to 8 this, 7 to 9 that, 8 to 9. I said, that is children do in the school. Isn't it? When the children, their examinations come, one day say, now I am going to study, okay? And then the children start. Morning 4 to 5, mathematics. Then 5 to 6, English. Then 6 to 6:30, bath, toilet, etc. 6:30 to 7:30, then physics. Then 7:30, breakfast over. 8 o'clock go to school. Come back. Very beautifully they write. Next day, 4 o'clock. And he gets up and finds out, oh, my mathematic notebook is taken by my friend. Then why waste time? Go to sleep. I say that is not time management. Time management is our ability to do any job in one go. That is time management. When we do the same job 10 times, you are not capable of doing that job. See? So time management is not in the watch. Time management is in your ability. And therefore, to develop this ability in yourself, you have to be fully available for the job that you are doing. And for that, we have to update ourselves with all the latest knowledge. We have to practice this all the time in everything that we do. Try this. It is such a simple technique, friends. Whatever you do, don't do it twice. Make it a point. Only once. No, we'll do this and then we'll do that. No, don't do like that. Then you will see you will never be short of time. The other day somebody in Ahmedabad asked me, Swamiji, please tell us how you are continuously running here and there, and you have written so many books and so many talks and so many places. How this is possible? I said this is possible only because when you do any job once, no twice, you have got all the time at your disposal. And then you start remaining in utter present, fully spontaneous, right thoughts, correct presentation, and beautiful results. Then you are never shortage of time. And this can be done if I come back to the foundation, if you are happy. A happy person is a creative force. A depressed, dejected, frustrated, angry, jealous, bitter, such a person is a destructive force. Therefore, this HRD stands on the foundation of happiness. So let us invoke that and be happy and spread this happiness everywhere. All the problems will be dissolved. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.